Hey everyone, I'm Teryn Darling, and you're listening to the Tatter-a-fact Podcast here at Girlz Ink in Las Vegas. I am so happy to have you with me today. Thank you, and let's get into it. So today I'm going to kind of talk about saline removal. I want to talk about saline removal. It's been quite some time since I've talked about it, and it's actually a conversation that I saw that involved saline removal, microblading, and the state of the permanent makeup industry right now. And that post inspired me to do this episode today. So the post consisted of, and it wasn't a bad post at all, just inspired me. I've got some things to say to you guys. So we all know that the industry has slowed down, right? Whether you're a big company or a small company, every company in between, we're all experiencing slower sales. Artists of all levels, no matter where you are, most of you are experiencing slower bookings. There are some artists out there that are keeping their books full. But there's a lot of artists that are not, and they're struggling. The PMU industry is hurting right now. And we're not the only industry. The restaurant industry is hurting really bad right now. I've got a good friend that owns a restaurant here in Vegas, and the cost of food has, my God, just 5 times, 10 times gone up in price. There's fewer people going out and dining because everybody's trying to save money. So the restaurant industry's hurting. There's just so many industries that are hurting right now. It's not just us. It's not just the PMU industry. You know, the economy is not great right now. Inflation's up. You know, we all know it. And I don't want to focus on that. That's not what I wanted to talk about. But that was part of this conversation. So it becomes relevant to my conversation today with you. So this post addressed the PMU industry and recognized that artists are hurting, closing their studios, and how the PMU industry is hurting. And it went on to give some insight as to why the industry is hurting and everything's slow right now. And one is bad microblading. This is what this post said. Because of all the bad microblading out there. And some of this bad microblading has gone viral. You know, microblading is a 2-day class, and the industry got flooded with bad microbladers and bad microblading. So that was part of it, and I don't necessarily agree with that statement entirely, and I'll tell you why. And the other part was because of saline removal. The industry's hurting and is slow right now because of saline removal. Saline removal is not a fast enough process to lighten and remove all the bad microblading. And that was the main focus of the conversation and why the industry is hurting. because the explosion of 2-day classes, all the bad microblading, and saline, well, it just is not a fast enough process to remove all the bad microblading. So I felt like microblading got kind of thrown under the bus, and saline removal got thrown under the bus in that conversation. Now, is it true there's some bad microblading out there? Yes, but there's also some really bad solid eyebrows. Just as many, I think. I would know. I do saline removal. And I'm in constant contact and conversations with lift technicians all over the world. Got a few right here in Vegas that I'm really close to. Amber. Doing a few a week. I talk to lots of lift technicians all over the world. The lift trainers. And we're busy doing removal. And we're not removing just bad microblading. Not by a long shot. We are also removing solid gray eyebrows. We are removing eyebrows with titanium over them, camouflage pigments over them. We are removing migrated eyeliners. Just this week, I think Amber did 2 migrated eyeliner removals. You know, I see my clients over at Amber's now. And I did an eyebrow yesterday over there, and she was just finishing up on an eyeliner migration removal. And she was like, Teryn, what the heck? With all these migrated eyeliners, I'm removing more migrated eyeliners this year than ever before. I'm like, well, because black carbon is being put into the hands of newbies. And from day one, I have always stood by my philosophy, my feelings, that if you are new to eyeliners, you should not be using any pigment with black carbon. No way, no how. I stand by that. That's what I believe deep in my bones. Deep in my bones. Yet, there's people out there that feel differently than me. And that's okay. But why are we seeing an increase of migrated eyeliners? I'm talking to artists that have migrated eyeliners that they're having to deal with. One of my OMG black eyeliner colors, Black Fusion, is a hybrid. It has black carbon. It's a blend of black carbon and iron oxide. And I state, if you are new to eyeliner, don't use black carbon. Don't use Black Fusion. It's got carbon in it. Yes, there's the chance of migration is reduced because it's blended with iron oxide blacks, but that bottle of Black Fusion still contains black carbon. So if you are new to eyeliner and you don't have 100 eyeliners under your belt, you are not on point with your hand pressure, then I want you to order Super Black. Super Black is a blend of all iron oxide blacks, a blend. Super high quality, high light fastness, micronized, inorganic blacks, the best of the best. Super Black is all inorganic, iron oxide. It will not microblade. It will not migrate. It implants quick. It heals black on most skin types. And if you're implanting properly and saturating properly. So if you're new to eyeliners, please stay with an all iron oxide black. So we are removing eyeliners. We're removing solid eyebrows. We're removing poorly done lip liners. We're removing full lips. We're removing areolas. We're removing freckles, you guys. A lot of freckles. Lift removes freckles like nobody's business. We're removing freckles. We're removing beauty marks. We're removing a whole lot more than microbladed eyebrows. And so, no, I don't think bad microblading is the cause of the industry being slow right now. Could play a small part in it. I'm not saying that. There's bad work out there. We all know our training needs to level up. There needs to be apprentice programs, just like in body tattooing, 6-month, a year-long apprentice programs, rather than these 2-day classes, right? Beginner classes, 2-day classes for signature training, advanced training. That's fantastic. But someone new stepping into permanent makeup, there needs to be longer, more involved, critical training, 6 months to a year long. So yeah, that's part of the problem. But this post kind of really weighted the burden on microblading. And then saline. And saline's just not a fast enough process to remove all the bad microblading that's causing a slowdown in client bookings. So in this post, it was mentioned that there's not new virgin brows out there anymore. And that most artists are just booking touch-ups and refreshes because of all the bad work. Microblading in particular. And I think there is some truth to that. The part where there's a slowdown in clients that are virgins, never had their brows done before, booking. And that's probably because of a combination of a lot of different things. A lot of different things. There's a lot of variables causing that, not just bad microblading or that saline is not removing them fast enough. There are a lot of variables. There's a world economy. A lot of countries are experiencing bad economies. People are just not spending a lot of money on themselves right now. They're holding back because of inflation and prices are up. Things are tough for a lot of people right now. There's a lot of artists. The majority of artists in our industry only do brows. That's their jam, brows. So where we have a ton of brow artists, it's all you see on Instagram. It's mostly what's being marketed to the public, brows, a ton of brow artists, and nowadays a ton of super skilled brow artists. That area is fulfilled. There's a lot of brow artists. There's a lot of great brow artists in every city, in every country now. And we all want the client who wants new brows in our books. So I think that plays a role. And I think that's why another thing that I talk about a lot and have been for several years is versatility. Artists being versatile and learning eyeliner. Learning eyeliner. Eyeliner is my jam. I do a damn good brow and I do brows. But eyeliner, something about eyeliner. And maybe it's because a lot of people don't do it, that I've gotten so many eyeliner clients over the years. It just kind of became my jam and what I'm really well known for. But, 80% of the people that book brows with me, I would say 70 to 80%, which is a high percentage, end up booking their top lash enhancement or top eyeliner or top and bottom lash enhancement or eyeliner. I would say closer to 80%. A lot of times, I'll give a little discount and I'll do brows and eyeliner on the same day for the client, give them a little discount. So if all you artists that are really great with brows would step out and learn eyeliner, I think that would fill a gap needed in this industry. Because we need really good eyeliner artists, because clients want eyeliner. They want lash enhancements and they want eyeliner. These lash enhancements are beautiful. They are absolutely stunning and contour the eye and make the eye pop, and they're beautiful. And then some clients want to go beyond lash enhancement and they want eyeliner. And those clients that want eyeliner, more than half of them want black saturated liner, which is what I do really great. I have a whole course on it, online course, and teach you how to do it in 2 sessions. So yeah, I think there's a lot of bad work out there. Maybe the public's seeing it. Us removal artists know there's a lot of bad work. We're removing it. It's not just microblading, it's lots of different things. Bad lips, migrated eyeliners, solid brows, microbladed brows, bad freckles. So maybe that's contributed to the slowdown. It's certainly the economy, and people are holding back on spending. The fact that there's a ton of brow artists all vying for the same clients, that could be a contributor. Right? Lots of different variables and contributors as to why the industry is slow right now. Not just one, not just two. There's lots of different variables that just are all in effect right now. So the comment that saline just doesn't remove bad microblading fast enough. Or let's not even focus on microblading. That saline removal just doesn't remove bad work fast enough. That's not an accurate statement. Now, this post did, just to be fair, say there is a place for saline in this industry. So I did appreciate that. And I don't think this post was meant to be negative or speak negatively towards microblading or saline removal. I don't think that at all. And that's not what I'm implying. It was just the way the post was structured. This is my takeaway from the post. And some other people had similar takeaways, as I did. So the fact that saline removal doesn't remove bad work fast enough is not accurate. In some cases, that is very accurate. And I've always been very transparent about that. 100%. 100%. There are hundreds of cases where 1 to 4 sessions lift saline removal is lightening and removing that bad permanent makeup procedure, whether it be microblading, a solid gray brow, a migrated eyeliner, a lip, whatever it may be, in 1 to 4 sessions. 100%, and that is truth. Just go to our Instagram page, Lift Ink Removal. And weekly, we're posting healed results from technicians all over the world using Lift. And we're not just posting the healed results that reflect 1, 2, 3, 4 sessions. We're posting results that reflect 6 sessions, 8 sessions. We're posting the results of hard cases because it's important that we're transparent that way. We don't overpromise anything when it comes to lift and saline removal. I never have. I do not in my online course. I don't when I'm talking to clients. I don't when I'm talking to the industry. Saline removal is a skill that needs to be learned and practiced. And the more you do it, the better you get at it and the better your results. With that said, no matter how good of a removal technician you are, no matter what brand you're using, and Lift, I believe, is the best saline solution out there. No chemicals, no acids, hypertonic. You can use it to remove eyeliners. It is top tier when it comes to saline removal and effectiveness and safety. But even with Lift and a brilliant technician, we can have cases that take us 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 sessions, which feel unsuccessful to us, to those of us that do removal and have been doing it for a long time. It's frustrating. But then you have so many other cases, 1, 2, 3, 4 sessions. Saline removal is an important method of removal in PMU. It's here to stay. It's not going anywhere because it is needed. Clients are requesting it. And there's lots of different reasons why the client is out there doing their research on laser, on saline, come across Lift, and choose Lift. Choose saline removal over laser. Now, I want to clear something up before I go any further. I don't pit laser with saline. I don't pit them against each other. Laser also plays a very valuable role in the removal of tattoos and permanent makeup. A very valuable role. One may be better in some cases. One method may be more ideal in some cases. That's true, but both are valuable and both are important methods of removal. I think every technician, artist doing saline removal should partner up with a very good laser doctor or technician in their area and form a partnership with that laser doctor or technician. Educate them on permanent makeup and work closely together. There's some things that laser can do in some cases, maybe better, maybe more efficiently than saline removal. And on the other hand, there may be some cases where saline is going to be more ideal, more efficient, more effective. So it's the partnership of both laser and saline removal is very important. Very important. So where does saline play a really important role? Well, with eyeliner. Eyeliner. Laser is not available for eyeliner removal in most cases. There's very few doctors that will do removal around the eye area. But with Lift, a lot of the saline solutions, you cannot use it around the eyes. A lot of saline solutions have chemicals and acids, glycolics, so you want to make sure, you want to read your labels and make sure your bottle of saline doesn't have any acids in it or chemicals that can cause issues. But Lift can be used to remove eyeliner and migrated eyeliner. So it plays a really valuable role there. And as I mentioned earlier, we're removing a lot of migrated eyeliners lately. A lot of lift technicians are. And again, there's just not a lot of doctors or techs offering laser removal around the eye. Lips. Lift saline solution can be very effective. We've got numerous cases before and after, healed results. And again, in many cases, there's no laser options for lips. Saline is going to be the option when it comes to lips. Right? Let's talk about emergency removal. That is a technique and protocol that I personally developed many years ago. Taught it to a few close colleagues. We performed emergency removal on numerous clients for over a year. And then I felt that emergency removal needed to be taught on my lift course to the technicians that already got certified in lift saline removal with me. And that's how I started teaching emergency removal, first to my lift technicians and my lift trainers. And look at what emergency removal can do. Saline, lift, with fresh work that the client doesn't like. Bad work that's fresh. The pigment doesn't even need to heal in. So there ends up not even being a need to choose laser or saline removal down the road in about 80% of the cases. 80% of the time, if that client who just got bad brows can get to a lift technician within 24 hours after the procedure's been done, an emergency removal can be performed, 80% of the time it lifts all the pigment. And the other 20% of the time, it's lifting high percentages to low percentages. So there are varying results with emergency removal. But we have enough data now that we can say about 80% of the time with emergency removal, all the pigment is lifting and removing from the skin. So it doesn't even have to heal in the skin. We're alleviating the need for laser or removal with needles, creating wounds and skin trauma down the road. Emergency removal to date, I think, is the best thing I have achieved and contributed to the industry in my career so far. When I developed it and released it, I had no idea what it would become, what it would be today. And today, other saline brands have adopted it. Even brands at first came out and spoke negatively about it, right? Spoke negatively about it at first, but emergency removal proved itself. It proved itself. So other saline brands had no choice but to adopt it. Use the term. Don't try to change the term. Emergency removal is the term. I created that term, and I trademarked it, but I gave that to the industry. The industry owns that term. And it is now a service. You can go on websites all around the world and scroll down on their services and emergency removal. That's a service. Do you know how that makes me feel? I get a little weepy sometimes. I'm like, man, I did that. It's fantastic. It is fantastic. What a gift. What a gift to all of us. And it's just helping so many people. I always say emergency removal saves faces. We are saving faces. It's fantastic. But only saline can do that. You can't have fresh eyebrows and go get laser 24 hours after you had your brows removed. But you can do it with saline. You can go 48 hours. You have up to, I actually say 72 hours before a crust forms, a protective crust forms. The longer they wait, the less solution's going to penetrate and start lifting. So within the first 24 hours, it is much more effective. Lots of clients don't get to someone doing saline emergency removal until 48 hours. And we're seeing significant results. We can even see some improvement up to 72 hours. But we want them to get in within the first 24. So that serves a really important role in PMU, helping people that have received bad work. So, back to lasers. There's a lot of good lasers out there. The new lasers, the newest lasers, are good. And they can remove bad brows, whether it's microblading or solid, very quickly. In a few sessions, four to 6 sessions, I'm learning. The problem is those new lasers, those top lasers that can bring those results, are extremely expensive. So they're not readily available in a lot of cities, in most cities. They're just not readily available. Doctors and highly skilled laser techs don't have these brand new lasers. They have good lasers, but a lot of them don't have the latest, greatest lasers that can bring these quicker results. Again, because they're so expensive. And another situation happening in the laser industry is, just like there's a lot of bad technicians out there applying PMU, there's a lot of bad laser technicians. You can take a weekend course and perform laser, practice on an orange and go perform laser. So the laser industry, they see what's going on in PMU and all the bad work. And so laser clinics are popping up everywhere. We have a ton here in Vegas. A ton. And the problem is they're not educated. They don't understand permanent makeup. They're not educated and highly skilled. So what would be best and most ideal for the industry and the client with bad work is if both the laser industry and the PMU industry was full of highly skilled, experienced, knowledgeable technicians. Both industries do. But both industries also have unskilled, inexperienced technicians that are not knowledgeable. So if we could clean that up in both industries, that would raise the level and the integrity of both industries. That would serve the public best. That would serve the client looking for PMU best. That would serve the client who got bad PMU and wants it removed best. But it is what it is, right? Both industries have both. We've got great artists in laser techs, and then we've got unskilled, inexperienced artists causing bad work, lots of bad work, and unexperienced laser techs not doing a great job and causing problems, causing issues. We have seen blisters, burns, scars from inexperienced laser technicians not knowing what they're doing. You can see that with saline removal too. I'm not saying that can't happen with saline removal. It can if that person did not train and don't know what they're doing, or using a product with acids, chemicals. Someone inexperienced, just trying to make a buck, didn't take the training, using a product they shouldn't be using. You can see that with saline removal. 100%. Just like you can see it with some laser work. You can see blisters, burns, scars. Some of the lasers remove eyebrow hair. I've had multiple clients go get laser removal on their brows, were guaranteed that their eyebrow hair would remain intact. They would not lose any eyebrow hair, yet they did. They did. They lost their eyebrow hair. I've had about 10 clients over the years not only use their eyebrow hair, but end up with big blisters because they went to an inexperienced, unskilled laser removal technician here in Vegas. And it's not just happening in Vegas, it's happening everywhere. Right? The clients don't always find the highly skilled, knowledgeable, amazing laser technicians out there with the good lasers. A lot of them end up finding the unskilled. Same with permanent makeup. So with an unskilled, inexperienced laser technician not using a great laser, the removal sessions can be very long. I've had countless clients start with laser, but after 8, 9, 10 sessions, just being so burnt out, spending a lot of money, and it's still not lightened or removed to where they want it, they end up coming to me. And I can pick right up where the laser left off and continue. And many times in those cases, 2, 3, 4 sessions, I'll get the rest of it gone. Lots of us lift technicians are doing that, and we're experiencing that. So there can be great results with laser removal. There can be poor results with laser removal. There can be great results with saline removal. There can be poor results with saline removal. And in most cases, it boils down to the technician performing the removal service and the product being used. Titanium dioxide. Lift can remove titanium dioxide. If someone with eyebrows in white titanium dioxide was used in that brow formula, gets laser, that brow is going to turn black. And then they're going to have to live and walk around with black or dark gray eyebrows for a period of time. Now, that black or that dark gray can continue through the removal process with laser. But oftentimes that client didn't realize that they were going to turn that dark, that black, and they were going to have to walk around with them for the healing process. And now go back for laser treatments to remove dark gray or black eyebrows. But with Lift, with Saline doesn't recognize or identify color. It just, by the color, it just identifies the pigment as a unit. It identifies the pigment as a unit and lifts it to the surface, doesn't identify it by what color it is. So that's why Lift Saline removal is so successful with titanium dioxide. Now, the process of removal can take longer with titanium because titanium has a bigger particle size, right? Oftentimes when we're removing carbon black, due to the small particle size, we'll see quicker results. It's like if I ask you to run up a hill with a small pebble, and I ask this person to run up the hill with a bigger rock, who's going to get up the hill first? The one running up the hill with a small pebble. Because it's lighter. They're going to run it up the hill faster. The big rock is heavier. And it's going to weight on the runner, and the runner is going to get up the hill a lot slower. So that translates over into pigments, titanium versus carbon. Almost always we remove carbon a little bit quicker because of the small particle size. So that's what I wanted to talk about today. Just wanted to clear the air and talk about this. You know, both laser and saline equally play a vital role in the method of removal in PMU. I've always said that, and I stand by that today. There's many things that I get, they'll come in and consult, and I'll send them to laser, and vice versa. The doctor that I work with closely here sends me a lot of things. He will not remove anything around the eyes or the lips. So it's a good partnership to have. It's a really good partnership to have. And I'd like to see more of that rather than pitting one against the other, right? And you see that a lot in permanent makeup because there's a lot of permanent makeup artists that also do laser. And so sometimes you see, some negative talk about laser from saline artists. You'll see negative talk about saline from those that do laser. And God, it bothers me. It bothers me. We're all trying to do the same thing and serve the client. We can come together and work as one unit to do that, or we can work against each other. And I'd rather work as one unit. I'd rather work together. I'd rather share, I would like to share cases with laser techs. I think laser techs and saline removal techs could learn a lot from each other. We could share case studies, and we could learn a lot and move this area forward and maybe get even better at it by sharing knowledge. A lot of the times, those that are out there bad talking saline removal don't even do it. They don't even do saline removal. This post was written by someone that doesn't even do saline removal. A lot of times, those that I see speaking negatively about saline removal don't even do permanent makeup, or they're not even really into permanent makeup anymore. And that always strikes me kind of funny. Or it's PMU artists that tried saline removal on one or two clients and they didn't see results in 2 or 3 sessions, so they quit. They made their mind up very, very early on. This doesn't work. I don't want to do saline removal. It doesn't work anymore. And that's not fair to the saline method. I mean, you have to be in saline for a long time to judge it. So I think saline sometimes gets an unfair rap because the person that decided they didn't like it doesn't work, they just weren't in it long enough. They didn't get enough cases under their belt. You can't decide if something works well enough for you with 2 or 3 clients. Do you know? I mean, I've been doing saline removal for 16 years now. And a lot of the technicians that I talk to have been doing saline for numerous years. And we wouldn't still be doing it if it didn't work most of the time, if it wasn't successful most of the time. And again, it's not always as successful as we want it to be. I've had some really hard cases that were super frustrating, and I just didn't get the results I wanted or quick enough. Just like when we do PMU, sometimes we just can't get pigment to heal in the skin the way we want it to. And it may not be anything that we're doing wrong. It may not be the pigment. It's the skin. And that can be the same thing with saline. It may not be the technician or the solution. It could be the skin. Maybe there's just a ton of scar tissue. Maybe we don't know how deep that pigment is, we don't know a lot of the back history on the type of pigment. There's a lot of variables. That dictate the results of both permanent makeup and the removal of permanent makeup. So if you listening or somebody that tried saline removal, you tried lift and the results were slow, you didn't get results and you decided it just wasn't for you, I would encourage you to go back to it and try it. Stay in it for a couple of 3 years and really get a lot of cases under your belt and just be explained to your clients. This could be a process. It could be 1 to 4 sessions, or we could be talking 6 to 8 sessions. But think about this. The top lasers, they're saying, are 4 to 6 sessions. 4 to 6 sessions with the top lasers. And in most cities, those top lasers are not prevalent. They're not readily available. So the sessions with laser, it can be just as many sessions with laser as it is saline. But the difference is with saline, the PMU artist controls the removal process, and many times we don't have to remove all of it. If the shape is good and on point, maybe we only have to remove 50% of the pigment to create new space to go in and now do a color correction. In a lot of cases, if the eyebrows are gray and the shape is good, after like 2 sessions, that eyebrow is now brown. Now you got a brown eyebrow. And you know what just happened there? How that happens? Because the black carbon removed first, because it's got a small particle size. That was an eyebrow done with a brow pigment that had black carbon in it. And with those 2 removal sessions, the black carbon removed first, leaving the yellow, the green, and the red, other colors, and a brown eyebrow. We've seen that numerous times. So I'm just going to wrap this up by saying both methods can be fantastic. And both methods can have its struggles. That's for sure. So look, there is a lot of bad work out there. We know that. And it comes in all forms: microblading, solid brows, eyeliners, lips, freckles, scalp. We're removing bad scalp work. We're removing bad areolas. That's some of the saddest cases for me, because these are warriors, women who battled breast cancer, won, and then went and got a horrible areola tattoo. I personally do that type of work pro bono. So bad work comes in all forms. Laser and saline, both can be fantastic, and both can have its issues. If you want to learn saline removal, I want you to learn it. Like I said, there's a lot of bad work out there. We need really good lift technicians in every city, in every country, offering this service. I've got a great course on the Girlz Ink Academy, and lift is a great solution. 8 years now, we've been out all over the world, thousands and thousands of cases, healed results all over the world using lift and my removal techniques, including the emergency removal technique. So I'm a big advocate for laser, and I'm a big advocate for saline removal, and I would love to see more PMU artists learn removal. And this can help you become a more versatile artist. This is just another service you can offer your community, and it's very rewarding work. But I will say, you must be a patient person. It is a journey. It may have taken an hour for that bad brow to get tattooed on that face, but we're not going to remove it in an hour. It's a journey. So we must be patient, understand the journey, respect the journey, explain that to our client, manage expectations, honest, open communication, and education for the client. And then you're going to be all right. You're going to do good saline removal and get amazing results and change people's lives. There you go. All right, you guys. I want to thank you for spending this episode with me. I appreciate having you here. This podcast would not be, it wouldn't even be possible without you. So thank you. I love hearing your comments, your DMs, your messages. I love the engagement we're getting on these episodes. And I'm going to keep bringing you PMU education. Until our next episode, remember, stay in the pursuit of happiness. I'll see you next time.